On a frozen mountain in the Ural wilderness, a search team found a tent, slashed open from the inside. Inside were boots, jackets, gloves, food, everything 9 hikers needed to survive one of the coldest nights of the year. But the hikers were gone, and outside, in the untouched snow, their footprints led calmly into the darkness, some barefoot, some in socks, none running. Whatever drove them out of that tent made them choose a blizzard over shelter. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a mystery the snow tried to hide, and the world still struggles to explain. In January 1959, 10 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute prepared for a winter expedition. Most were in their early 20s, bright, determined, and ambitious. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov, a brilliant engineering student known for his calm under pressure. The group also included Zinaida Kolmogorova, athletic, kind, known for lifting group morale; Rustem Slobodin, strong, disciplined, competitive; Lyudmila Dubinina, sharp-minded and tough; Yuri Doroshenko, physically resilient; Yuri Krivonishchenko, the group's joker, always with a camera; Alexander Kolovitov, analytical, methodical; Nikolay Thibault Brignole, quiet, thoughtful; Semyon Zolotarov, the oldest, experienced and mysterious; and finally, Yuri Yudin, who turned back early due to illness, the only one who would survive. The group traveled by train into the icy north, singing songs and joking among themselves. Their journals and photos show joy, a rare freedom from the pressure of school. From the last village, Vizai, they pushed deeper into the wilderness using trucks, skis, and their own strength. On January 27th, they began the trek that would test them like no expedition before. But early into the journey, Yuri Yudin's chronic pain forced him to turn back. He hugged each friend goodbye, not knowing it would be the last time he saw them. The remaining 9 continued. As they moved toward Holat Syakhl, a peak the Manzi called Dead Mountain, winds intensified and visibility dropped. Temperatures plunged below -30 degrees Celsius. Their journals mentioned frozen ropes, numb fingers, and snow as fine as dust blowing across the ridge. On February 1st, they drifted slightly off course. Rather than retreating to the forest, they made a hard decision. They would camp on the slope. Their final diary entry reads, "It's warm. Hard to imagine such comfort on a ridge with howling wind outside." Sometime during the night, something happened inside or around the tent. No one knows what. Investigators later found the canvas slashed from the inside. Not one cut, several made in total darkness. Boots, coats, gloves, food, all left behind. The gear remained neatly stacked, as if they intended to return. But they didn't. Instead, they walked calmly into a deadly storm. When the group failed to return by February 12th, families grew anxious. Yuri Yudin urged officials to send search teams. On February 20th, volunteers and soldiers formed a rescue operation. 6 days later, a pilot spotted something dark in the snow: the tent. Searchers found it partially buried, leaning, and cut open. Inside, everything was orderly. No signs of a struggle. Just that single impossible detail: they had cut their way out. Following footprints downhill, searchers reached the forest. There, beside a cedar tree, they found the first 2 victims, Yuri Doroshenko and Yuri Krivonishchenko. Lightly dressed, a small fire near them, broken branches above. Someone had climbed the tree. Clothing nearby showed signs of being shared. Closer to the slope were Dyatlov, Zinaida, and Rustam, positioned as if trying to return to camp. Winter concealed the remaining 4 hikers until May. Melting snow revealed Dubinina, Zolotarov, Kolevatov, and Thibaut Brignole in a ravine. They wore extra layers, taken from those who died earlier. Even so, they hadn't survived the cold. Their internal injuries confused investigators, severe, without signs of conflict. The environment explained the rest: water, ice, and time altering their appearance after death. Some recovered clothing showed small traces of radiation, not dangerous, but unusual. Later, it was confirmed that some hikers had previously worked near a minor nuclear cleanup site. Their clothes likely carried residual contamination. Still, the detail fueled speculation for decades. The leading theory today is a small slab collapse, a heavy compacted block of snow shifting silently onto the tent. It could crush the tent supports, trap the hikers, cause panic in darkness, make them fear a second collapse. In 2021, Swiss researchers used snow motion simulation software, originally built for Disney's Frozen, and showed that such a collapse could produce the internal injuries found in the ravine. Another theory, a stove malfunction. A sudden burst of smoke or heat inside the tent could trigger immediate chaotic evacuation. But this doesn't explain everything. Strong winds can create infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that can cause panic, nausea, or dread. Some suggest this might have driven the hikers into a fear response. But again, no single theory explains every detail. Russia eventually listed the cause as a combination of natural factors. But the hikers are remembered not only for the mystery, but for their courage, curiosity, and spirit of exploration. They were Igor Dyatlov, Zinaida Kolmogorova, Lyudmila Dubinina, Rustam Slobodin, Yuri Doroshenko, Yuri Krivonishchenko, Alexander Kolevatov, Nikolai Thibaut Brignole, and Semyon Zolotarov, and the lone survivor, Yuri Yudin, who carried their memory for the rest of his life. The lantern shows what the snow tried to hide, but Dyatlov Pass will keep its darkest truth unlit.